The other problem being with voting is any promises made on the campaign trail are conveniently forgotten about once power is achieved, and there's no way you can argue that it's too much to do. It's just, then you don't promise it. If you can't do it, you don't promise it. The reality is probably closer to the fact that once they get in power, the true power structure is revealed to them, and they discover that they have bosses, I may add, that are not elected. In the same way the celebrity politicians are elected, with TV debates and entertainment channels devoted to it. Another aspect to look at is where do they get their money from to campaign in the first place? And this is what I was talking about earlier, about them not being from the same social standing as a regular citizen. They get funded by businesses with provisos that if they get into power, they'll be able to deal with these businesses on a one-to-one basis. The thing being, if you've got enough money, you can speak to your Prime Minister. And that, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not democracy. I shouldn't have to be a millionaire in order to voice my concerns with the Prime Minister of this country, whom I allegedly voted for, used my power to get into power. Doesn't make sense. Externalising that power to someone else whom I have no trust in at all. So yeah, that's another reason I don't vote. It's not because I can't be bothered. It's not lazy. That may well be the case for some people, but that's not why. There's reasons behind it. You can't just pass it off as laziness or can't be bothered with politics. Not today. It's too much invested in politics to ignore it. Too much invested. Another thing with this whole police commissioner business, to me, the inception of a police commissioner is one step closer to privatisation of the whole force. I read in the newspaper at the weekend that they'll have the new police commissioners will have the capacity to set police budgets, police priorities, and they'll be able to hire and fire chief constables, which on the surface sounds good, but again, it's another level of bureaucracy added to something that's already ruled by bureaucracy. I had a friend that left the police force because of the sheer amount of bureaucracy, paperwork, red tape involved. It was more about chasing figures than it was about preventing crime. So, ponder that, if you will.